97.2 Gravity FM, of course. It's Ella, and I'm sitting with the one and wonderful Rob Dixon.
Hi, Ella.
Hello. How's that for a write-up?
That's not too bad.
That's
Pretty
not
impressed.
too bad. Oh, good. I'm so pleased. Now, Rob's come in to talk about some of his amazing fundraising efforts, because you've been very busy lately, haven't you?
Busy man, yeah. It's something that I want to do in my latter years.
Oh, don't say that.
Yeah, well, 63 coming up, so...
You've got lots of them left, yeah?
So the first one that I'm heavily involved in had a lot of support from the Grantham public, both family, friends and people that I don't really know, is the Collect 10p a day. I was a feature in the Grantham Journal some weeks ago, and I was just sitting one day to think, what could I do for local charities? And I did want to make it actually local, and I selected two charities. One, St Barnabas Hospice, hospital within the hospital, and also Links and Knots Air Ambulance. I was actually in a head-on collision in 2014, and the treatment was fantastic. So they're the charities.
So how's that going then for you?
Brilliant, yeah. As I say, we started it in December, and within 2 hours of putting it on Facebook, we actually had 50 people signed up. The principle is that, the idea was that people save 10 pence a day from January the 1st right through to November the 30th. For your information, that's 333 days. Which makes £33.10.
I know, because
you've signed you should get that one.
Yeah. You have. So how much? You had 50 people straight away?
50 straight away. Well, within 2 to 3 hours, we had 50 people signed up. And as of today, looking at my booklet with everybody's name, we got 120 signed up. So if you multiply that 120 by £33.10p, we've got a little bit of money for the local charities.
You've got a lot of money. You've already got some, actually, haven't you?
Some people decided that they didn't really want to save the 10 pence a day, so I set up a giving page. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on air.
I think everybody's worked that one out.
It's virgingiving.com. If you go on there and put Dixon 10 pence a day. And in the fund already with gift aid, we've got £1,409.
That's brilliant.
But not only that, following the Grantham Journal article, we had a gentleman who wants to remain anonymous give me a cheque for £300, and a local couple that give me a cheque for £50 that the hospice has already got so far. So brilliant.
They're doing really well. What's it for the hospice particularly?
Well, I don't know if you remember, I've done something a couple of years ago where I bought some syringe drivers. So unfortunately, people at end-of-life care that are in pain and discomfort, they're very, very expensive, £1,300. It's still yet to be decided. Obviously, the money won't be raised until the end of the year, and it's whatever the need. It could be equipment for patients, staff. That will be decided, and if you want, we can communicate exactly what it is later on in the year. But
be lovely.
It'll be something. It could even be furniture, because again, people at end of life need different types of chairs. So it could be furniture. It could be anything. But at this stage, we don't actually know.
And you've split it, is it 80-20 you've split it?
Yeah, St Barnabas Hospice, I think most people in Grantham would know. It's everybody that you speak to tends to say, I had a friend, I had a family member, I had this in, that in. It's just such a great cause, all self-funded. As much as I love Links Knots Air Ambulance, because I drive a lot of miles every week, I just thought a contribution to them. But the bulk of the money's going to St Barnabas Hospice.
Both excellent causes, though.
First class.
So I suppose you do see, if you drive a lot, which I know you do, you must see the air ambulance in operation. All
of the time, and hear it passing over the house where we live, and across in Sunningdale. It's constantly going across because it's the flight path of the going into Grantham Hospital or beyond. So and again, another worthy cause that is totally self-funded. So paramedics, the pilots, etc., all of the money is self-funded.
They do such an amazing service as well. Now, I know you've got other things to talk about. I'll play a song first, and then you can tell us what else you've got in the pipeline, because I know you've got other things as well. That's Lightning Seeds and a song called Pure. And I've got this lovely Pure guy sitting next to me. It's Rob Dixon. He's just been telling us all about his fundraising, the 10p a day challenge, which is absolutely fabulous. But you've got other things on as well, haven't you, Rob?
Yes, I have. The other event that I'd just like to talk about is G2E, which simply means Grantham to Edinburgh. cycle ride. There's around about 28 cyclists and support crew, which I'm supporting. I'm not cycling, unfortunately. That distance is too much for me. Leaving Grantham in July the 19th. I think it's Friday, July the 19th. Organised by a gentleman called Mark Angeloni, and the members are all part of the Beaver Tri Club, cycling club, and yet leave the Guildhall, and 24 hours later, the route still to be planned by some of the guys, arrive, I believe, in Edinburgh Castle. So
wow.
That is a vast cycle ride. 2 years ago, the guys done a similar London or Great Ormond Street to Paris, Eiffel Tower, in 24 hours. That was overnight. So the French roads weren't too bad, where this is leaving at 9 o'clock. So the route is absolutely key on this ride.
Oh, especially during rush hour.
Tell me about it. There will be back roads, but there are some really qualified guys sorting the best route out. A couple of years ago, raised £10,000. This year it's been decided, although the charities haven't yet been decided, all of the money raised on the Grantham to Edinburgh ride will stay local. It will be Grantham charities. The riders and the crew will be voting for charities that have been nominated or have asked to be considered, and that should be decided in the next month. So, fantastic event. Some enduring challenges there. As you say, the roads, the distance, the time, because you have got some really keen professional, not so much professional cyclists, but guys that really want to, if there's a target there to meet, they want to meet it.
So 24 hours, Grantham to Edinburgh.
Correct. Yeah. No. Well, I believe, I don't know exactly. I think there's 3 10-minute breaks and the one large break of 20 minutes, just to.
That's not a large
it's nothing.
break. No.
It's around about that. Don't quote me on that. But you think they've got to rehydrate, energy drinks, energy bars, and various other guys. The more professional ones take their own energy snacks to, as I say, to reintroduce some calories back into the body.
Is that quite complicated to organise? Because you've got all the logistics, of...
Very much so, but I've only got to know them in the last couple of years, but, they've got specialists in all areas, looking at elevations, looking at road, looking at routes, looking at traffic lights, looking at traffic volume. So yeah, you're dead right. It takes some planning, and as I say, the exact route, just purely because it happens during day hours. It's got to take a lot of planning because the English roads. Yeah.
So do they take the break when you arrange? Do they all take it in the same?
Everything is planned. Yeah. So the support crew, which I'll be one of them, and other volunteers will be. There'll be a group ahead of everybody. One of the things we didn't do last time, we stopped within about 5 minutes of the cyclists catching up, and we were rushing to try and get hot teas, refresh drinks, where there's a gentleman, I believe, who is going to be well ahead, and the sites will be set up with each individual cyclist's drink, that their preferred drink and energy drink to take straight away, and food.
So the planning must be just phenomenal.
Yeah, great. And we've only had 2 meetings so far. The next meeting's at the end of the month. We are looking for shirt sponsors. Already got quite a lot. For a small donation of £150, your business or yourself, mainly businesses, can have the name embossed on the cyclist shirt, so you get some advertising, and also a magnetic sign is put on all of the crew vehicles. So for £150, which I believe is tax deductible because it would be seen as a charity.
Well, it's a good charitable donation.
Yeah, so it's a charitable donation. So for £150, you can have your name put on the cyclists. I'm sure the Grantham Journal is going to be involved, and there'll be various things that will be promoting the event. So for that small amount, you may get your business, well, not may, you will get your business advertised on this.
Is there any way that we've got some businesses listening in, if they want to get in touch?
Not knowing Mark's email address.
Well, you can always email me here at the studio at gravityfm.net. Put Ella on it, because then if I'm not here, they'll forward it to me, and I'll give you all the details. Or you could call us 577 522, which is a Grantham number, or you could even send us a text, which I will read on my little screen. It's 01476 828 972. Right, well, that sounds fantastic. You went with them last time, didn't you?
I did, done the London to Paris, yeah. I was in one of the crew vehicles, out at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, making teas, coffees, refreshment drinks, getting the guys, just basically helping a pair of hands, because this was a serious ride, and that distance was phenomenal. But met the challenge, arrived at the Eiffel Tower exactly when required, and as I say, at the end of the day, it raised £10,000 for charities.
I think it's just win-win, isn't it? Because the charities benefit, there's some really good advertising opportunities, and the people doing it obviously love doing it.
That's right, and as I say,
you'd have to, wouldn't you?
I've actually received myself, I've managed to find 10 race shirt sponsors, but if there's another 10 out there that wants some to advertise or have some sponsorship, as Ella says, use Gravity FM to contact Ella.
Do let us know. Interestingly enough, I nearly missed my cue there. That's Culture Club and time. Rob didn't. He was ready. He was absolutely ready. Right, we're talking to Rob Dixon today, and we've been talking about two fantastic things that he's involved with. The 10p a day challenge to raise money for St Barnabas
and Links Not Sarah Ambulance.
And then we've just been talking about this amazing cycle ride.
Yeah, Grantham to Edinburgh by members of the Beaver Tri Club and friends, I believe. Not everybody's a member, but most of them are members. And in fact, they're listening today. I've just had Blake Hutchinson saying, sounding good on Gravity FM, so we have got the guys listening. And Mark Angeloni, the organiser of the event, has actually agreed and said, thanks for the slot. And
if they reckon you're sounding good, Rob, I think we'll have to give you a show.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you'd understand the Geordie accent if I really broke into it, but there we go.
Oh, I think it's a lovely cuddly accent. What are you talking about? Now, you've got something else you're doing. You've got 3 big events this year.
Yeah, one final one, but this one remains quite personal. Unfortunately, my mum 2 years ago passed away with sepsis, but more importantly, she had, unfortunately, she had dementia, which again, you speak to people and there's so many people touched by, or so many friends and family. So yes, I'm actually going to do, there was 2 choices, a 26-mile walk along Hadrian Wall or a 13-mile walk along Hadrian Wall. Anybody that...
You added them both together. You're doing both, aren't
really,
you?
Anybody that knows me or knows my shape, it's not a 26-mile, and trust me, my wife is driving me on to do 10 to 12,000 steps a day, and I'm going to have to do, I believe it's going to be 30,000 steps. So, that's the 10th of August. That's just a personal charity fundraising thing for Dementia UK. Again, just in memory of my mum, bless her.
So
busy year with charities.
I'm going to sponsor you for that then.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Definitely going to do that. So have you started your steps? Or
Yes. Well, I was on holiday last week and I actually achieved 13,200 one day.
Wow.
But unfortunately, the other days, 9,000.
You didn't bother?
No.
You went for a nice lie down.
Or had a nice glass of wine or something like that. But that's a personal one. I will do it by hook or by crook. My wife's doing it with me. My daughter's doing it. So her grandmother, obviously my mum. So yeah, Vicky, myself, and my wife Angela, we're going to be doing it as well.
Are they your trainers, in actual fact?
Well, Vicky is taking it seriously. She's actually got a personal trainer.
Has she?
She is taking it.
You're relying on Angela. She's your personal trainer.
I'm relying on my wife of many years to drive me forward. Yeah, drive me forward. I'd just like to take the opportunity of thanking Gravity FM and Ella for letting me come in, mention about the 10 pence a day, which is fantastic. The Grantham to Edinburgh, which is another fantastic event and raising funds for local charities, and more personally, just allowing me to mention the Dementia UK, which is a fantastic charity as well.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure.
You'll have to let us know. So that's at least 3 times you've got to come back and tell us how these things have patterned out.
Not a problem. And,
that's absolutely great.
Yeah,
I do find the community a very generous community in Grantham and all around.
Yeah.
And so, we'll keep finding a way to make them put their hands in the pockets.
Local individuals with the 10 pence a day, businesses with the shirt sponsorship has been amazing. And as I say, the Dementia Care is more a personal one with family and friends. So, but if anybody wants to drop me £1 towards Dementia Care, we'll gladly accept it. I'll tell
right, so there you go, folks. Yeah. You heard it here first. You can do anything through Gravity FM. You just need to contact me. Shall I give you the contact details again? You can email studio@gravityfm.net. You can call the studio on Grantham 577 522, or you can text text us 01476 828 972, and I'll certainly be very happy to put you in touch with Rob so that you can get involved.
Thanks, Ella. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much for coming
Thanks for the airtime.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go for your tea now.
Thanks
You're
very
allowed.
much. Take care. Thank you.
Yeah, take care of yourself. Bye bye now.